Hey everyone, welcome back to this playthrough of Dishonored. So, last episode, we neutralized High Overseer Campbell and took his journal, which contained information about Emily's location. Now, it turns out that we have discovered what that location is by decoding Campbell's journal. Emily's being held at a place called the Golden Cat, and Lord Trevor Pendleton's twin brothers are her handlers. So Pendleton naturally isn't too happy about this. He doesn't care for his brothers, but he also doesn't really want to kill them, but he admits he'll do what he has to do for the loyalist cause and to get Emily back.
I'll take you to the Golden Cat when you're ready. I've taken Lord Pendleton enough times, believe me. I'll get you as close as I can to the Golden Cat, Corvo. You'll have to go the rest of the way on your own. The entrance is near Holger Square. The main thing is to make sure that little girl, Emily, gets back all safe and sure. Them two Pendletons are there, so I'm guessing there'll be a lot of guards. Slackjaw might have some ideas on helping you get inside the cat, if he don't kill you. This here's his territory. He and his Bottle Street gang hole up at the old Dunwall whiskey factory. They sell the elixir that folks use to fight off the plague. I'll lay low, but keep an eye out for you and the little lady you bring him back. Good luck to you. I know Emily must mean a lot to you.
So per Samuel's suggestion, we're going to make our way over to Bottle Street and talk to Slackjaw, because obviously we don't want to kill the Pendletons. That would go against the entire purpose of a Clean Hands playthrough. But Slackjaw has alternative methods that would help us neutralize them. There is still one guard in this area, but he's not difficult to get past. What's nice is this side area is relatively uninhabited. There's some people, but they're all neutral. For example, these are some of Slackjaw's men. They aren't hostile. Being seen by them won't affect your ghost run. And you can kind of just waltz on by. It makes things pretty simple. So at this point in the game, if we'd done the Granny Rags missions from the second episode, we would have already been introduced to Slackjaw. But since we skipped those, Slackjaw's kind of an unknown. He runs a gang called the Bottle Street Gang. They basically make elixir that they then sell to the citizens in this particular area. Of course, they overcharge for it. That's how they make all their money. And basically, they run the streets, as it were, because no one really has the power to stop them, not even the city guard, because there are reports of the city guard actually getting their elixir from Slackjaw. We're going to skip these cutscenes because it's basically Slackjaw saying, sure, he'll help us, but a favor for a favor. He has been investigating reports that someone is looking to take over his gang and kind of encroach on his territory, as it were. So he sent one of his best men to find out, but the guy hasn't reported back, and that's a little concerning for our pal Slackjaw. So we're gonna go find him. Now, the reason why I bother doing this is because there's some pretty nice goodies in this back room, including some blueprints, which aren't actually useful to us because I'm pretty sure they're for grenades. But still, there's some coin, some ammo. They're the blueprints. I believe they're for sticky grenades, so yeah, definitely not going to use those. Nor will we use the grenades, but you know, might as well pick them up because they're there. One thing I'll say about the inventory system in this game, it's really too bad that you can't sell the ammo that you don't want for money. I mean, I would just basically run over to Piero and be like, hey buddy, like, here, let me sell some grenades to you, I don't need them, but that's not how it works. Which is fine, we have plenty of money, certainly more than we need for this playthrough, but I'm a hoarder, I can't help it. When I'm in a video game and I see something I can pick up, I want to pick it up. Alright, so here is the point where we need to start being sneaky, because there are some of Dowd's assassins up on the roof here, Who is Dowd, you may ask? Well, we already saw Dowd. He's the man who killed the Empress in the prologue. Yep, these assassins should definitely look familiar because we fought them off already once. It's not necessary to take these guys out, but it's just kind of a pain to work around them. There's too much of a chance that they'll see you, so it only takes a few minutes. Might as well do it and just be safe about it. Additionally, it would be a shame to miss all the goodies that are in this room. I'm pretty sure there's a couple rewire tools, some spring razors, and of course a bone charm. Not that we're ever going to use rewire tools because they'll make the wall of lights kill the bad guys, and that is kind of not what we want. But yeah, we ended up picking a bone charm that was actually useful, so that's nice. Moving faster will definitely make things just go a little bit smoother. If we're trying to get away from some bad guys, we don't have to worry about maybe being too slow and falling within their sight lines. I ended up throwing that assassin and then realizing I didn't really want him there because I was afraid his body was going to glitch through the wall. I just try to be mindful of that because, as I said, I've had enemies glitch through the walls or the floor and it basically suffocates them. That is definitely not what I want. And the assassins aren't programmed to go in any of these other rooms. I just decided to move this guy just to be safe. It's definitely not something you have to do, but I'm always thinking about, okay, worst case scenario, is this guy in a place where he might be seen? And I determined to put him with his buddy. When they wake up, they maybe won't feel as bad because they both failed. So there's one last assassin on the roof here. He's a little bit harder to take care of just because he always looks in the direction that you're coming from. But honestly, it's not that hard. You just wait for him to get to this side of the roof, and then when he turns around to walk to the other side, you can take advantage of that brief moment where you are not in his sight line. Just be sure to carry him. Don't let him drop. He might slide off the roof, and then he would die. And then there goes your clean hands playthrough. So once we get him in the room with his pals, we can move on. Just keep in mind, you cannot grab railings while you're carrying someone, so you have to be careful with how you utilize your blink there. I put them down, and then one of them kind of started freaking out, and I went, oh man, they're going to fall through the floor, so I had to rearrange them. You know, it happens rarely, but I don't really want to reload and do this section over, so there they are, all taking a little nap. I'm sure Dowd will be happy to know that his assassins were very useful. And we're going to move on. So we are going to Dr. Galvani's residence, which is across the street there. Now, if we'd done the Granny Rags missions, we would have already been in there once. We basically, per Granny Rags' request, go into the Galvani's residences and pick up some rat viscera, which is infected with the plague, and use it to poison Slackjaw's distillery. Yeah, Granny Rags is not a very nice lady, as it turns out. But then again, neither is Slackjaw, and she has her reasons for wanting to take him out. So this section is fairly simple. There's 2 guards on the middle floor there, but they never come upstairs, so it's just a matter of bypassing them. And then there's 2 guards here having a conversation. Just wait for it to be over. They are programmed to then walk away from the body. You could potentially sneak in there without taking anyone out. I just happened to knock both of these gentlemen out so that there was no chance they would see me. So waiting, waiting, waiting. Here's the guy who will remain in the room. And then in a few seconds here, we'll see the guy who will be leaving the room. And the guy that leaves the room basically patrols this floor.
Indeed, I believe so.
So like I said, as long as you know where this gentleman that stays in the room is, you can pretty much map your way around it and kind of avoid the 2 of them, but it was just so much easier to take care of both of them. Yeah. Stretch those muscles out. Must be hard guarding some rich doctor's mansion all day long. It's funny because we never actually meet Dr. Galvani. Just his guards. This guy's gonna have a bad day. Of course, I tried to pick up this mana potion and accidentally dropped the guard instead, so that's fun. Figured I'd loop my way around to enter the room from this direction. There is the body of Slackjaw's man. Looks like there's a good reason why he didn't make it back to his boss. And the evidence is right next to him. But first, we gotta take care of this guy. And of course you'll notice that they're both wearing masks. That's because at this point in the game, a lot of people suspect that the plague is transmitted through the air, so you see more and more guards wearing masks. Well, that's unfortunate for you, buddy, but hey, I got what Slackjaw wanted, so I'm happy. Win-win situation for me. So I did decide to move this guy's body. It was kind of ridiculous for me to do so, because once you exit an area, bodies can't be found. Like, that area just doesn't really function within the same, I don't know, programming, I guess. Basically, once I leave, nobody in this building will move anymore, which means there's no chance for the bodies to be discovered, but, you know, I'm a pretty cautious player, so I guess I just, at the time, thought, yeah, this is a perfectly reasonable plan. I'm gonna do this. So we're just gonna make our way back over. This is why it was nice to take care of the assassins, just because now we don't have to worry. This entire section is completely free of enemies, and we don't have to worry about being spotted. I have to say, Slackjaw's guys are pretty annoying to fight. They actually use explosive whiskey, or like they breathe out whiskey and like light it on fire. It's pretty annoying. In the last episode, when I knocked out 2 of Slackjaw's men, you know, the 2 that were threatening Griff, one of them actually dropped his whiskey bottle and set himself on fire, and I had to reload because it counted as him dying.
Let's have a listen.
Slackjaw, it's me, Crowley. I'm making this in case I don't make it back. He was right. There is someone wants you dead. Wants to take over the distillery and the whole Bottle Street gang. And you'll never believe who it is either. At first I didn't. That's why it's taken me so long. I wanted to be sure and... What's that? Hide! No! No! Ah!
So Crowley's dead. Too bad. The cat's having a big reopening tonight.
Alright, so we skipped those cutscenes, but basically Slackjaw gave us a key to the captain's chair, which is a now closed hotel that's next to the Golden Cat, so we can enter through that hotel. He also offered to take care of the Pendleton brothers for us if we get the combination to an art dealer's safe that he's looking to rob. Luckily for us, the art dealer is also at the Golden Cat, so we'll be able to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, and none of these neutral guys down here actually care if you use your powers. They're just kind of like, whoa, where'd he go? So we're just gonna make our way back over. This particular mission has a lot of back and forth, especially if you take the Slackjaw route, which is the non-lethal route. Hey, weren't we just over here? We were. Do be aware this guy can see you, mostly because he does turn his head a little bit, so his peripheral vision is slightly better than other guards. You can see we alerted him a little bit there, but he didn't see us. We got out of there pretty quick. So this route should look familiar. It's what we took last episode to get to Campbell. There are some Weepers over there on the right. That's a new development, so be aware they can see you and they will attack you. Additionally, there are people over here just like last time, but this time we actually want to do something about them because they're basically guards threatening a woman. Which is not cool. That is not how you serve and protect, sirs. We don't want to talk to her though. I'm not 100% sure whether or not talking to her will ruin your ghost run, but just in case, I kind of skedaddle on out of there.
Mandatory whale oil ration is now in effect. Non-compliance.
So I was going to go up on a light post, but then I realized there's actually nobody over here currently, so I'm just going to head right to the captain's chair. Of course, silly me looking around for valuables. It's an abandoned hotel. It probably isn't going to have anything, but what it does have is a bone charm, which I figured, oh, yeah, I'll pick up. We did not get lucky, though. Reinforced bolts, not really useful to us. And of course, here I go to pick up some ammo, and I get attacked by a horde of rats, which was incredibly rude of them. I was just minding my own business. Like, man, why you gotta be so rude? Alright, here we go. We are now entering the Golden Cat area. So if you have Tier 2 Blink, you can go across on this right-hand side. Since we only have Tier 1, we can't quite make the jump, so we're gonna go around on the left side. And that open window over there is where we want to head towards. I realized here that I wasn't crouched and the guard might be able to hear my footsteps, so I hadn't crouched for that. Now here's an important conversation. If you are planning to kill the Pendletons, she basically says where they are. Since we're not planning on doing that, it's not as relevant to us, but we do want her to finish her conversation because she is kind of like the head honcho at the Golden Cat, and we need the key that's in her office. Why do we need the key? Well, because it's the key to the room Emily's being kept in, and we can't get in otherwise. So there she goes. We're just gonna follow behind her, all nice and quiet-like. And I believe that she will always be facing this window, so I guess we didn't have to knock her out, but I just wasn't 100% sure if she was gonna turn around or not. So, you know, better safe than sorry. It's apparently becoming my motto with this playthrough. There's nothing good in there, but in the cabinet behind you, which you need her key to unlock, there are some mana potions. Of course, it took me a second to remember what the key was to refill the mana potion meter. Alright, so from here, I kind of take a route that probably isn't the best. I mean, yeah, it works, but as far as saving time, it doesn't really. What would be better would be to go and get the combination from the art dealer, whom you can see in the distance. But instead, I'm like, you know what? No, like, I gotta get to Emily ASAP. So that's what I decide to do. She's on the top floor. It's easier to just go around outside. Just be aware there is someone in this room, and she can turn around and see you and Emily as you leave, so you might want to close that door.
Who are you? Why are you wearing that mask? Corvo? Corvo, it's you! You're wearing a mask to sneak around, aren't you? They told me you were head chopped off in the prison, dead, like Mother. That seems like a long time ago. But you're not dead. Now we can leave. I have a plan. I almost got away twice. There's a special door to come and go for special people, and I'll show you. And if anyone tries to stop us, you can fight them. It's this way.
I did decide to leave in the skippable cutscenes that involve Emily, just because she's gonna be such a major part of the next game. I figure, might as well include the cutscenes she's in, because, man, she's grown up in the second game. Which, I am really excited for. Don't get me wrong, I definitely like Corvo as a character and appreciate, how much fun it was to play as him in this game, but I'm definitely going to be playing, like, exclusively as Emily in the next game.
The door is locked. Unlock it so we can get away from this place. This place is on the river, so you must have come by boat. I'll wait for you near the boat. I remember the way. Don't worry about me.
Alright, so Emily is on her way, officially rescued. Now, this is what I meant when I said that the ordering that I took for this wasn't the most time efficient because, as you can see, we now have to go back and talk to the art dealer. So, in retrospect, probably the wrong ordering on my part. It still works. It only adds an extra, like 5 minutes probably. But still, if you were trying to go through this as quickly as possible, this would not be the way. So you can get to the art dealer just through this second shutter here. This game has very conveniently placed ledges, which I appreciate. And everyone in this room is pretty much minding their own business, which means you can kind of walk right past them.
I can't believe this. You said you weren't even drunk. Wake up.
But good idea to shut the door behind you.
Finally. I've been like this for 20 minutes. Your footsteps sound a little loud. Have you gained a little weight, Hunter? Now, just like last time, understand? Slowly, and only trigger the shock at my command. Get it? And the safe word tonight will be retribution, let's say. You hear that? You stop. One shock out of line and you are out of a job. Oh, that's good. I deserve that one. Shall I tell you why? The Pendletons are here, right? Start with them. I've cheated them, robbed them of thousands. Oh, you're ruthless. Don't hold back. I'll tell you everything. The Pendletons' inheritance was worth hundreds of thousands at least. Told them it was junk. Retribution! Retribution! Ah, that was perfect. But it's all I can take for tonight. Call my servants. We're done. We're done, I said. Retribution! Now let me out! What the? Who is this? What do you want?
The safe, yes, of course. The combination is 879. Take anything you find. I think I felt my heart skip.
So yeah, we're pretty scummy. We almost just gave that dude a heart attack, and you know, we basically were an asshole, but we got the combo to his safe, and I suppose in the end that's what matters. So now we're gonna make our way back out and head over to Slackjaw, give him that combo, and he will take care of the Pendletons for us. Make our way back down the stairs, which we've already gone down once. There are people in that doorway, by the way, so be aware. It's very unlikely that they'll see you, but if you're not crouched, they probably will. And would you look at that, it's our old friend Granny Rags.
Come on. Come to dinner now.
Now, since she is a neutral character, at least in this stage in the game, I'm pretty sure if she sees us, it doesn't actually affect our ghost run, and in fact I'm sure that's the case because she sees us here and she's directly addressing us.
I just want to tell him I'm doing my
Sure,
part.
I'll
Yes,
tell the
Granny
outsider,
Rags is
Granny, don't
doing
worry
her
about it.
part. Tell him, won't you? If you see him.
But we want that bone charm, and then we want to get on out of there. So the bone charm we picked up, yeah, pretty good. More mana, sure, why not? I'll take that. And then this section here can actually be deceptively difficult because there's about 3 different weepers, and they don't tend to stay still. They rotate around. We got incredibly lucky and happened to catch them in the middle of all of them basically facing the opposite direction. That's definitely the easiest time I've had on that section. That's just pure good timing on our part. Now, the art dealer's apartment is up there. If you want, you can actually go and steal from the safe before you give the combination to Slackjaw. In fact, there's an achievement for that. I just figured, you know what, Slackjaw did us a solid, he helped us out, so we'll let him take the contents of the safe. We don't need it, we have enough money. The only thing of worth in that safe is an invitation to Lady Boyle's party, which could come in handy later in the game. However, you don't need it for that section, so if you miss it, it won't be the end of the world. Alright, last time we're gonna make our way through here. Figure we're entering a neutral zone, might as well put my knife away so it looks like I'm actually trying to be neutral. And then we're going to give Slackjaw the safe combo.
You brought me the numbers. I've been...
So, his plans for the Pendletons are not good. Basically, he's going to kidnap them, cut their tongues out so that they're mute, shave their heads so that no one can recognize them, and then send them to their own mines to be workers. I mean, as unfortunate as that is for the Pendletons, that's actually some pretty great poetic justice, because the Pendletons made their fortune by basically taking advantage of the lower class and their desperation for work and sending them to work in these mines with horrible conditions. So let's see how they like a taste of their own medicine. Basically, at this point, all we have to do is get back to Samuel, but there's one last obstacle in our way. There will always be a fourth assassin that spawns on a rooftop up here. You have to be careful going by him because it's pretty easy for him to see you if you're walking on ground level. I opt to try to take him out. If you want to, you can sneak past him. It's totally doable, but, I mean, geez, how many times have I said this episode? Better safe than sorry. Just make sure you put him at the top of the roof here, otherwise he may slide down and fall on the ground and die, and it would count against your clean hands run. Basically, if you touch any enemy to knock them out, whether through choking them out or with a sleep dart, and then something happens to them that causes them to die, it counts as you killing them. So that means the Weeper from last episode, where I knocked out and he fell in the water and it counted him as drowned. That counted against me. In episode 2, when I tried to neutralize one of Slackjaw's men and he set himself on fire, that would have counted against me. So that sort of thing. And then I couldn't figure out why Samuel was upset with me. I think he was mad because I was running into the boat, but I was just like, is there an enemy behind me?
Corvo, you must have worked wonders out there in the city tonight. I can't believe my old eyes.
Alright, so here's our after mission report. Still looking really good. Only one unconscious body found. Low chaos, didn't kill anyone, and never detected. So we're moving along pretty well with this game. Nothing too difficult yet.
So you did the business, did you, Corvo? I'm not one to speak against my betters, mind you, but if anybody ever deserved their fate, it was those Pendletons.
What business are you talking about?
Oh, grown-up business, girl. I mean, your ladyship. Forgive me.
It's okay. I heard a lot of grown-up business at the Golden Cat.
Oh, I should concentrate on piloting this boat.
Young Lady Emily, I'm Callista. I'll be caring for you and schooling you while you're with us.
Pleased to meet you.
As am I. Would you like to see your room in the tower?
Can I see it?
Yes, you may. You'll get to see it all. The entirety of the Hound Pits.
Good. I think I'll like it here. I'll go with Callista, Corvo. I'll see you later.
You do not fail to impress. Armed with a blade, you've changed the course of the city forever. And with the Pendleton twins gone, our own Lord Pendleton will assume their votes in Parliament. In one night, you've done more than most men do in a lifetime. I need to speak to you soon. But for now, Lord Pendleton requests your attention.
Alright, so we finally have Emily in a place where she will be safe from those that plotted against her mother. And now we're gonna go talk to Pendleton, who is a little bit drunk and a little bit unhappy.
Corvo.
I skipped this particular dialogue. He basically talks about how awful his brothers were and how awful they were to him, but oh boy, they still deserve better. And then I end up cutting here because I was looking around for lootables and not really finding any. I was like, this really isn't content I need to include. I did decide to go up to the tower and visit Emily, though.
Krista, I don't want to look around right now.
Of course. We can give you the tour later. when you've rested.
I was wondering, do you think my mother is really dead? I saw her get stabbed, but maybe she was still alive and got better. Is that possible?
I'm sorry, Emily, but no. She did not survive.
Oh. Did you go to her funeral? Was it fancy and beautiful?
A train of carriages rode through the city. It was very beautiful. Flowers everywhere. And thousands of people wept because they will miss her.
I wish I could have seen it.
I'm sorry, dear.
Yeah, that tugs at the old heartstrings a bit, doesn't
I mean,
it?
this place isn't as pretty as the Golden Cat, but I like it better.
This will actually be where we end this particular episode. It seems as good a place as any to stop. So next time we will be moving on to our next mission, which will involve kidnapping the royal physician.